Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing in the 1440 start date, okay? And we're going to be playing as Ming, and we're going to be forming the Yuan Dynasty. So, the thing was, I decided to do this video mainly because a while ago, I actually got a comment on one of my previous videos asking for more countries from the 1440 start date. And so I thought, you know what, why not? Maybe, we could do this. And so, I start off as Ming, right? And the thing is, Ming has an inherent advantage, okay? Of course, as you saw there, I had to assimilate all that. That's there. That's a little annoying, but that's only like a mere slight problem. But Ming has a starting advantage mainly because it's like already from the very beginning, it's like the starting highest, like #1 country in the world, which makes sense historically because China has always had like the world's largest or world's most populous country in general. So makes sense in this game, right? Because in this game, your rank in the world, a lot of points do come from population, and so it makes sense. Anyways, I invade Cam. I'm not sure. I can't really say much about it. Listen, in terms of historical knowledge, most of mine is just, I know I sound like a fucking default, but it's just like World War II. But also, I like the Rome and everything in ancient Greece, but not really much from this time period. So I don't know most of these places, I'll be honest. But of course, these were like, no, they're not nomadic. They're straight up kingdoms, so I can't say nomads. The nomads are to the north, right? They're like on the, what do you call it? The steppe regions. They're there, right? This is not nomads. But we get to those later, but still, okay. Anyways, I invade what is basically Tibet, okay? Or Utsang, yes. I totally pronounced that correctly, yes. Also, I invade, like, the Bhutan territory, and then I ended up, like, oh yeah. So, the thing was, I was able to do this all in one army, because, in this, again, in 1440, the population is way lower of the world, and so it's much more easier to conquer stuff if you just raise an army of, say, 20,000. You can just conquer this, like, 2 places, just like that. And it makes it easier, makes it simpler. Also, if you guys notice, what I noticed as well was, like, assimilating even got cheaper. Like, to assimilate a province, it only took, like, 1,000. Or 2,000. So, much cheaper than, like, regular, which is 2,000 to 5,000. So yeah, and then also, yeah, again, inherent advantage because I'm facing like enemies that are weaker, but then again, they are numerous, so I guess evens out. I don't know. Anyways, Uyghur, okay, which is state, it's a Turkic state, right? Well, they were a vassal, now they're gone, but yeah, I took them over pretty quickly. And also, I realized one thing though, most of the Western regions, as they are in real life as well, are like very, very lightly populated. So as you can see, right, most of my recruitment, even early on in this game, came from like the eastern half of the country, or more like eastern third of the country. Like I'm pretty sure you guys have seen all those maps, like talking about China, like a map of China is like 90% of the population lives beyond this line. Like, crazy cool. Anyways, I attacked this country to the very far west, and then this other country invades it, takes a province, so I'm forced to invade them as well right afterwards. And then I disband my units knowing that money is what I need, because I immediately get attacked from the east by this other I think these guys were nomad warrior people, right? I think. I'm gonna assume so. Actually, no, they're not horde. They come under monarchy. Anyways, so I start basically just assembling troops and putting them all together. I didn't want to just immediately rush in with my units. And so I organized my army and then invaded all together, which, that's how you invade, honestly. And so it was easy enough liberating my provinces and then just moving upwards. It was really just a one direction or one province thing. And since I needed all the territories from that one, I just yeah, just annexed it. Made my job easy, really. Mongolia or Genghis Khan wanted to make a coalition with me. I was like, maybe. Then I was just like, nah. I thought about it, but then just like, nah, I'm not gonna immediately, like, not right after you conquer something, you don't just immediately go and attack. Not like I totally did that just in the beginning of this video, but still, you don't know. I wasn't in any position to do so. And so I immediately invaded the next warlord after like reorganizing my troops. This invasion went pretty well. They weren't able to stop anything. And every once in a while, I'd keep remembering that I have to assimilate provinces. So, yeah, it's gone, right? That finished itself. And then, yeah, the next few turns were left to just fundraising and then assimilating the provinces. Which, you know, of course, it's boring. It's what we have to do. I pissed off Yeren. Yeah, I sent a diplomatic insult to Yeren because I was planning to just annex them later on, and so I was just like, I went off and just, you know, send a little like. I mean, imagine. I just want to know, like, what does the AI think? Like, when you send an insult, is it just like, you know, you nicely write on a letter in like cursive, like, fuck you, and then they just send it there. I don't know, man. I'm just this is just, yeah, it sounds fucking weird, but yeah. All right, but I'm rudely interrupted by Kirat. I hope that's how you pronounce this shit. Yeah, I'm rudely interrupted by Kirat, and I start invading back, but they hold like one province, which, funny enough, that's really oddly shaped. Like it's like a circle, but it connects to three, and then, yeah. Anyways, I started, yeah, invading. Okay, these guys are nomads, right? These guys are steppe nomads. And the thing was, in real life, China was like for a long time menaced by nomadic warriors, because honestly, these nomadic warriors are some of the most badass badass people to ever conquer anything. Because I mean, just look at the Mongols. I mean, it's I mean, you can count like, I mean, I can off the top of my head just I'm not even a historian, bro. Imagine people from this area, right? There were the Mongols, and then there were the Huns who like basically fucked up the Roman Empire, and well, you know how hard that is. So yeah, I mean, nomadic peoples are just like in terms of history, they've changed a lot. Like even though you barely like, this is the thing, right? You barely notice anything from the Mongol Empire today, like any remnant, but they'd made their impact. So, anyways, after that, I conquered into the steppe and took what I needed. I didn't finish off the country. I could have, but I didn't really need to. So, I, of course, did the necessary thing of assimilating everything. And then bunching up all my troops together so that I could use them elsewhere. Which was right there, because the next city I had to conquer was Karaday. City? No, country I had to conquer was Karaday. And that... yeah. What the hell am I even talking for? It's gone. Then I decided to conquer... okay. Let's pretend that didn't happen. But I tried to conquer... oh, yeah. Okay. So this happens. I have hopes, and then I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this shit. And so I... take back my provinces and then try to release the Mongols, because I'm like, okay, I have prime negotiating position, but no, they still invade me. And so I'm like, fuck this shit, I gotta do something. And then I start, attacking with the troops that I happen to have lined up before. So yeah, it's one of those instances of me preparing for an invasion and that country attacking me before I start. So who knows, you could say the AI knew. And then I get the other I can't pronounce that name, the other warlord nomadic country nearby to start attacking them as well. And then I'm faced with the reality that I've run out of movement points. Yes, movement points. Anyways, I try for another peace deal because, again, I'm number one in the world. Like, they should be making peace with me, right? Like, that's how the game mechanic works, but no. They reject it consistently. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to do this the hard way. And so I end up taking like massive chunk out of their homeland, actually. because I mean, I guess in exchange for taking like my homeland, because they literally took Beijing, which is my capital, and so yeah, that, and also I had the support of the other warlord who did take a couple provinces just like that. And then meanwhile, I was at this point I was careful about using my movement points. As you saw there, I stopped the movement and did another attack because I was just like really hard pressed for movement points. And then I decided to do another peace deal where I just take all the states that I took and then give them nothing in return. And this time, when I attacked and prepared to for my next offensive into their territory, I thought it wouldn't work because wasn't really probable. And while I was at it, I decided to annex Yemen. I don't know why, but yeah, they made peace this time on absolutely horrible terms. Like if this was real life, it would it would be terrible. But yeah, they peaced out, and they're just an enclave in my territory. But whatever, man. I guess they do them. Anyways, I continue my attacks, and I, of course, continue to assimilate these provinces because honestly, I don't want to deal with anything, right? And so then I prepare to finish off my northern conquests once and for all. And my very, very great ally, I repay them with several thousand troops entering their borders. And so, as you can see, I start piling units up on their borders. The AI is none the wiser. And I even start piling up troops on the other, the other tribes' borders, which thing was, I was at peace, but I realized there was only 2 turns left. And so I went those 2 turns, recruited some new units, new fresh men. That's what she's... Anyways, I'm going to stop, but new fresh men from China and to surround this enclave. And then I declared war on both of them at the same time. And then I was just like, all right, listen, we're gonna finish this. And then it was just, from there on, it was just a rapid advance. I ran out of movement points, but still, rapid advance. Like, we don't have to worry about the movement points, bro. It's fine. Okay? Rapid advance into nomadic territory. And I finished off the... I still don't know their name. K something K tribe. Anyways... Oh yeah, and the game glitched a little bit as well. Like, their troops ended up in my territory somehow. I don't know what happened there. But doesn't matter that the troops died. Okay, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Anyways, I finished off the last of my northern territorial conquests. The nomads would menace China no more. And, of course, assimilated. Yeah, assimilated all of it. Yeah. Of course. And also, I realized that I had a province which I really didn't need. And so, for the first time ever, and I don't think I've done this in YouTube usually, but I abandoned a province. So, yeah. Hope you like that. And so, afterwards, I started organizing my army in Korea, or on the border of Korea. And I pulled in every single troop that I had. I checked my entire empire just so that, to make sure every single troop was on that border. I checked if my army, and it was about 16,000 strong. And I just sat there, laying in wait. And I knew this invasion would not be as easy as any of the other ones. Because Korea is actually one of the strongest nations in this map. And they'd even taken parts of Japan. Like, reversing. It's a reverse, guys. It's the opposite way around. And, because Japan took over Korea. Anyways, that's for later. So what I did was, to get the Koreans distracted, I got the Japanese warlords to start attacking the Koreans, to collaborate with them for their country. Blah, 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 they're the Japanese, distract the Koreans. And so, I do a quick game save, because I'm like, okay, this might go horribly wrong, and I start invading. And the invasion goes well. They start, of course, the AI, big brain, the Albert Einstein moment, does naval invasions, because... Of course, this wouldn't be AOC2 AI without naval invasions, am I right? Meanwhile, I just pushed down, and I think the Japanese warlords finished their conquest because they just start showing up on the water. Like, as you can see there, there's just troops just sitting there. Anyways, I conquer Korea just like, I mean, this is sort of like, I don't know, Korean War, like just China just like bam, like, going down there. You know? That's what she said. Anyways, I take over Korea and I annex it, and then yeah, just like that, I form the Yuan. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.